So I have to test the scenario with the light boom above the table and few people sitting around. And this is Godox F600, and I want to see if it's possible to do it with just this one light, or I have to also include some key lights or field lights. And I have the lantern, which I got for a month or even more. So I want to test it. I'm not sure it's complete. I never unpacked it, so I hope every part is there, and I will see which configuration is the best. I'm kind of sure that the lantern would be the best for this scenario, but we'll see. At the moment I got the diffusion, the softbox, and the custom-made crate, and this might be quite lame in terms of the face, light on the face, but we'll see. I got two cameras, like 35 on the full frame, and also 18mm, so 12mm, which is 18mm equivalent on full frame for the wide angle, to show also the light fall off behind me. Probably I wouldn't use that wide of the angle, but it's rather to show how the lights fall off. The light is barely out of the frame of the wide shot. On the BTS camera you can see definitely the light, and I will cut out all the lights. Have my Sekonic, which is supposed to not be that accurate, but, and also I got three chairs, so I can measure the light on when I'm sitting on each of the chairs, so like emulating 3 people. And at the same time I'm doing 2 other experiments. I'm testing my sound bag, so I'm recording to the sound bag from the Yeti TEOS. I'm also recording the sound to this camera, BTS camera, via mic mini, so it is the second experiment or third experiment, a part of the main one. And I'm syncing the time with everything, so I mean except the DJI Action 5, so I'm syncing also both Sony cameras from Zoom F6, from the sound bag, and I got my body pack synced with the Zoom, so everything should sync via timecode, which would be cool. And I have 2 monitors in form of tablets to monitor the frames of both Sony cameras, so, and I can trigger them remotely, which is also great. So I'm cutting the light, the external light, and I will see. I will drop this in the moment, and I will maybe check. I will try to start recording on both cameras. It seems it works. So I have the A7 IV connected to monitor and control app, so this is native Sony app, and I have ZV-E10 II connected to Monitor Plus app. This is third-party app, and seems this one is lagging a bit, and this one is almost okay. And I got my cell phone to control the light and maybe lights if I need another one. So, and I got kind of sloppy configuration of the mics, but I guess it doesn't matter. And yeah, I can test it here, and this is 2.8.2, and both cameras are at f2.8, so I should have this at f4. Can I turn on somehow the LUT here? I don't know, I have a LUT here and it looks dark, and also my eye sockets look kind of dark in this configuration with the crate, so this might not be the best, but I have to crank up the light, the Godox light. I hope I can connect. Looks like it. So the Godox is boomed as high as possible. I mean, there are like 10 centimeters of slack, and at the moment it's at 9%, so I'll probably go to like, I don't know, 14 maybe, 14%. And I'm measuring like, what is the light on f2.8.5, so I need more. I don't know, maybe 20. Then when I remove the crate, I would definitely drop the power. So 20%. Let me see. And it's kinda, I don't know if this is the way to measure it. Probably another 2% because f2.8.9, and it's linear dimming curve. So yeah. And what is kind of lame, that the table is rather white, so that might be actually overexposed, f2.8.9. So I mean, I can move the DOM and now it is f.6, but I'm kind of curious about the light hitting my face, and I can still see, I can turn the false colors here, I can still see that my eye sockets are underexposed, although the rest of my face is kind of exposed correctly based on the false colors, I mean the easy yellow zones. And here I think I can somehow turn the, no, there are just zebras, so I don't know, I'm not a zebra guy. What if I turn them on? I kinda can't. Okay, so I see some zebras on my on bridge of my nose, so I have kinda mixed feelings. If this is properly exposed, I see that the table is overexposed, so I don't know. What is kinda lame is that there is false color, so come on. And there is false color, but yeah, so it says my face is still underexposed, or maybe exposed correctly, should be. It's pink with this, and nothing is overexposed with the, I wonder, yeah, there is a focus meter and seems it works. And because this is Sony native lens, so that's why it works. So I think I would crank it a bit. Let's assume that the false color is right. So maybe 25%. This one is lagging. It seems that I'm recording for 5 minutes. There is, I don't see the timer here. Okay. f4.1, and here f2.8.9. Okay, so let's leave it like that. It's 24%, and changing or removing the grid would be kind of tricky because it's a big light and it's not like 100% centered over the table. So maybe I should move it a bit. It was kind of hard to boom. And I wonder, and you can also see the fall off. I would love to see the fall off here with the LUT. Okay, it seems like there is no LUT, so it will be kind of hard to monitor, and there is a dishwasher. working, so sorry for that noise. But so I will trust the Sekonic regarding the exposure. So let's assume that the exposure is right. I can definitely see that my eye sockets are underexposed. So I can see, like, the problem is I'm not able to see really the light fall off. I can see on that monitor with the LUT. So it is hard to judge live. Someone is also listening to the audiobook, so it's not that there are some creepy monsters here, and probably I won't be able to get the answer for that question. And funny thing is that with the monitor and control, I can also control the ZV-E10 II, which is not on the list of compatible cameras, but I can control it. And can I somehow... Operations including picture profile scene and LUT switching are possible. So maybe if I click here, now it's like picture profile only. And I'm in S-Log 3, I think. But how to... My battery is going to be depleted there. It's going really fast. And the plus is, and Sony claims it is +2 of the exposure because this table is so bright. And also the thing is that this table bounces the light on me. So if that would be brown table, that would be kind of different story. I can actually remove this to make it more believable. So let me remove Jesus and Mary for the second. And let me try remove this white thing or bright thing. The table is quite bright anyway, so it bounces the light. So I will try to adjust the table. Mary is back. My drink is back. And what about now? Now it's +0.7 the exposure. There is +0.7. So definitely my eye sockets are too dark. I can actually control everything remotely. I wonder, the only thing I wonder is if the, but yes, the transmitter for that is powered. So this is recessed because this kind of emulates my eye sockets, like I would say. It's like, here is f2.8.5, here is f4 on this cheek. This is kind of strange, but yeah, anyway. So around f2.8.5 and f4 on my face, and then I will switch the seat. What's going on here? So on this cheek f2.8.9, on this cheek f2 and 8/10. Now the third one should be a similar story. Is f2.8.8 on this cheek, and this cheek f2 and 3/10. So it is not that even, but there is a grid. So I will stop recording on these two cameras and remove the grid and see. Probably I have to adjust the power, and then in post I can see. And I'm also testing my new SD cards. I don't know if I mentioned that. So I got new SD cards and I'm recording long GOP because there is no much difference in such scenario. So I'm testing them in both cameras. They were quite cheap, but they are Kingston. Now I have the grid removed and it's much brighter here. So I have to definitely adjust the strength of this light, and might be the case that actually now it is the shape of the cone of the light would be okay to also lit my eye sockets, but I don't know, maybe it would be that actually I have to use key lights or fill lights around the table, but yeah, I'll check this. And actually it's 11:50 p.m. so you already owe me a like. So yeah, I will try to adjust this. Let's see. So it is like almost 2 stops over f5.6 and 7/10, so almost f8. And yeah, it seems really bright. You can also see the reflection of the panel in the, but still I guess I have to, yeah, my eye sockets are kinda too dark, so maybe lantern would solve this. I would kinda also want to check something else, but it probably won't be possible today because it is too late. So let me check 12%. So what false color says at 12? Hard to say. Not sure. It's f5.6. So in theory, it is like still 1 stop over. So a huge difference without the grid or crate. So if this is 1 stop over, I should in theory go to 6%. And maybe I'm right. We're still f4 point. Yeah, so it is f4 and 4/10 here on this cheek, because I'm in theory it is like the table is a bit crooked, but it's perpendicular to the light. So it's crooked in this shot because this camera is angled. It's kind of straight in this shot, so maybe I will go to 5.5. It's not enough now. Okay, 5.9% on the FS600, and it looks like that. I know I'm looking at the camera, so I will judge later because I can't see what is the shadow in my eye sockets. I think it's better than before, but it's hard to tell. Definitely everything is brighter, and yeah, I can check also the second cheek is f2.8.9, so just 1/10 of the difference. So let me check the other two. Yeah, angled a bit differently, but so this cheek is actually f4.2 and this is f2.8.1. So yeah, so that means that here, from like here to here, I got f4, which is really interesting. So the third it is a 4.1, so actually like both cheeks on the middle chair are lit the same, and right cheek on the left chair and left cheek on the right chair. And this is F2 and 910, so almost F2.8, so it is like one stop the difference there. And here I'm like lit, my both sides of the face are lit the same way. So yeah, before there was bigger difference, I already forgot. Maybe I should note it, but my bad. I will see this in the unfortunately in post, so it's hard to say, but this is definitely less contrasty look, and actually three chairs are lit the same way. So I guess even if somebody is sitting on the edge of the table, it would be quite okay. Maybe I will need some fill. So now it would be a tricky part, because I have to remove the softbox and I have to attach the lantern. So that might be tricky, and I don't want to move the light down, because then I would change the height. I'm not sure I'll be able to have the same height. I mean, I can kind of mark it on the boom. Maybe I will do it, but I will try to do it without lowering the light. I would kind of detach it there, so it like swivels to that side, and I can deattach it. Oh, we'll see. It might be kind of tricky, so it might be easier if I lower it down. We'll see. But definitely this look is like more even, but it is less contrasty. From the other hand, unfortunately, I can see now that I have the chandelier in this shot, but yeah, that's the problem. But I haven't seen this before. Anyway, it's just a test, so yeah, I tried to not have the chandelier in the shot, but I failed. Anyway, I guess even with that, like the main angle kinda look okay, although I don't have a lot, so it's really hard to tell. And maybe I should have it like that, but yeah. So what is impressive, that from like here to here I have the same exposure, so it is close to f4, and on the other cheek of the people sitting here, it will be like one stop difference on each side of the face, which is also quite impressive. So this is really even lighting, even without the lantern. So I will attach the lantern, and I guess that like more stuff would be lit. I'm not sure, it's probably also seen in the wide angle. Maybe I'm able to connect my DJI Mimo to my phone for some, yeah, this is really nice. Like I can monitor every of the cameras on other screen. So you can see how it is boomed, and I have the 10 kilo shot back on the end of the boom, and I have two 14 kilo shot backs on the legs of the boom. So it is quite secured, and I also got a new junior pin attachment for the panel, but I'm not able to show it in the moment. Maybe I'll show it later. It is quite useful. Anyway, I will stop recording on these two, and I will try to attach the lantern, which I haven't seen, but Andrew Locke said it's straightforward, so maybe I will manage. So there are 4 rods. There is a diffusion, and there should be a connector for the rods, and there is the connector. Such connector, and I have to put 4 rods into it and then somehow attach the diffusion, I don't know. Okay, so it looks like I have to put the rods into the corners. There is a Velcro, so it Velcros the same way as the softbox. So I think I have to put the rods first with this thing, and then somehow attach it when it is open, let's call it like that. And I have to attach it. It is quite long. I thought it would be shorter. It might be hard to attach alone, but I'll try to do it somehow. My only concern is the glass. So it attaches the same way as softbox. It is much bigger than I thought. You can see how big it is, but this is also very promising in terms of the light shape. So yeah, you can see how big it is. It's like 40 centimeters probably. There was a tape measure, but it disappeared. So maybe it looks more even than before, but I'm not sure about my eye sockets. They should be I think it's a magic cloth or half grid. I never know. So seems that exposure on my face is darker than with just a softbox, and yeah, so that would be kinda logical because more light is spread. But I will check with my trusty Sekonic in a second. So it is f2.8.4. That means I have to add, like, I don't know how much, but I will guess 9%. Yes, it's f4, and on this chick f2.8.9. So I will leave like that. So 9% linear dimming curve, and maybe I'll check the false colors. It's hard to tell. What does the camera says? +0.7 plus 1. It's kind of strange that ZV-E10 Mark II is always 0.3 EV brighter than A7 Mark IV. Like, they got the same settings, but it's always brighter, and the same f-stop and stuff, the same ISO. Kinda weird. But so I got f4, f2.8.9. What about this f4.3? So it is even brighter here than here, which is interesting. f2.9, so f2.0 and 9/10, very interesting. f4.0 and 2/10. F2.8.2. So seems like it is brighter here. Might be the case that there is a reflection from the boom pole. Might be the case that the reflection is hitting the, because now it's F2.8.2. So yeah. And I don't know, there are also some bright things which reflect the light on my face. So, but which look is the best? I don't know. I think with the lantern, like my eye sockets are not that dark. They were much darker with crate. I think I have to compare it, but if I look down, so like, yeah, this dark, and I got really deep eye sockets. Like, I guess I got like 30% of Neanderthal genes. I'm not a redhead, but I got some other traits of Neanderthal, and one of them are my eye sockets. So I guess the lantern is better. I'm not sure about the exposure of the background, but I think with the lantern, like, everything is really evenly lit, which might be a plus, might not be a plus. I guess for the some kind of the corporate look, that would be like the best. And I'm really surprised that this is not in the wide shot. I mean, the tip, so-called nib, is in the shot, but the rest is not. So I can raise it additional 10 centimeters and would be out of this wide shot, but you can see the reflection in the window. So, but if I move the Christmas tree, then it won't be in the shot. Probably the reflection won't be there. But unfortunately, I don't know how to turn on the LUT, so I have to rely on the third-party app, and on the third-party app it looks okay. Kinda my forehead is like overexposed here, and both are f2.8, the both cameras, so I know all this white stuff seems to be a bit overexposed. Yeah, it's like 2 stops over, which is not great. I would love to also test this as a key light, but I guess it's too late. It's like 20 past midnight, so yeah, I'd say that the lantern is quite good modifier. The thing is that each of the sides seems to have a bit different shape, maybe. Like this one is, I don't know, maybe and I forgot to attach one of the velcros, probably that's why. And I think that the exposure of the table changed, but I might be wrong. Anyway, I hope that is useful, and now you know if you need a lantern, at least for this scenario. I think that lantern is useful, especially if you want this really bright look. It's like really bright here now. So, and also everything seems to be evenly lit. Although since the nipple is much closer to my face, that might impact the fall off. So since the light source is now closer to myself, then the fall off would be a bit more abrupt, even though that like each area of my face is lit more evenly, then the fall off would be more abrupt because the light source is closer to my face. So that's a basics of the inverse square law. Anyway, it's a spectacular difference, I think, because for the light with the crate, it was like 1 stop difference on between the center chair and the size chairs. Then with the softbox with the diffusion, it was like really even. And now what is kind of strange that actually these two are a bit brighter than the center one. So actually both have the same exposure. The washing machine decided to finish the cycle. I think that the lantern is quite interesting modifier. I will try to use it in some different scenarios. I was hoping I could have another scenario today, but it's too late, unfortunately. So seems overhead panel might be enough. I'm not sure about these eye sockets. Maybe it's some feel would be nice from the front, but other than that, it's nice that there is even some kind of the hairlight. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's a reflection or something. I don't know. But seems so that also my hair is lit a bit. So yeah, that's how it looks with the lantern, softbox with diffusion, and maybe I should also check the bare panel. I don't know. I should check it before I attach the lantern. That was a mistake. But okay, let me deattach it and I will check it, since I think I have to pack it up anyway. So yeah, let me check just the panel. So just the panel now. Main camera is at 18%, so I have to be quick. I think it's worse in terms of the exposure on the face. Like my eye sockets are really dark now, but maybe I'm wrong. It seems to be brighter, yeah. It's like f4.7, so I have to go to like 7% maybe. It's a 4.4. Or 5%. No, 5.5. 5.4% on there. It's farther away, so the fall off won't be that abrupt, and the light source is farther away, so I'm kind of surprised it is. I have to lower the output that much, but yeah, the less light is scattered to the sides, and I can actually see this. Like before it was much brighter around, now it's not. So f4 on this cheek, f2.8.9. I have to be quick. f4.0.2, f2 and 8/10. Interesting again that my cable f4.0 and 2/10, so the same as right cheek there, and f2.6, so 6/10, f2 and 6/10. So now I have actually 4 looks. This is the 4th look. My battery is at 15% there, and at 41 in ZV-E10 Mark II. So yeah, that's the 4th look, and again, same as with the lantern, like really evenly lit all 3 seats. And actually here you got, and actually here you got a bit higher exposure than on the center seat, which is kind of weird. I don't know, but it is what it is. So yeah, that's the bare panel is kind of similar as the lantern, and maybe something between the lantern and the softbox with the diffusion. So yeah, I have to compare it with other shots, and the crate was definitely the darkest in terms of the surroundings. Like everything behind was just dark, and here I can see every detail on the background there. So it's quite bright there. So it depends what look you want. I got 4 looks with just one light and 3 different configuration of the modifiers. So yeah, and also we know that for 3 people sitting around, probably for 5 people, if they sit here and here, they would be evenly lit with this panel. Maybe these dudes will need some kind of the fill light, but other than that, it's nice. And yeah, the panel seems to work, although maybe the table is, and also I have to check, maybe I should check like that, what is the exposure on the table. Probably really high, like f5.6 and a half. So maybe I should check this switch modifier, but I forgot. I haven't got that idea, so I haven't checked it. But I guess the most important is the exposure on the face, although if the table is brighter, this might be quite annoying. So maybe actually I will see how bright the table is, and maybe the case is that you have to lower the output of the light above your head, because you kind of mimic the chandelier, and maybe you have to have fill lights or key lights in front of the talents anyway. But today I'm not able to check it, so today are those 4 scenarios. Okay, hope this is helpful. Give me a like and cheers, mate.